Now, before people get too excited about the name of this beer, I'm sorry, it's not the one that Frank Gallagher drinks. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. That one I haven't found here in Canada yet, but we got this one, so we're gonna move forward with the review anyway. Beer, 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 ba beer, ba beer, beer, beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Mate Brewski, from the Brewski Review. And today the beer I have for you, like I said, it has a similar name to the one that Frank Gallagher drinks in the show Shameless. But this is Old Style Pilsner. Pilsner? Pilsner. Yeah, that's right, Pilsner. I don't know what I was doing. Moving on, this is Old Style Pilsner from Molson Coors. The other one from Shameless is owned by, I'm pretty sure, Pabst. So, two different big name breweries. So, going on. Old Style Pilsner from Molson from Molson Coors, sorry. This is coming in at 5% alcohol by volume. No listed IBUs on this very old-timey looking can design. Very nice, a lot of green, red, yellow, white. Very nice little bit of an older scenery. Old, looks to be like a coal train. A horse and buggy. I guess a little Native American, what do you call those things? Teepees. And an old car from like the early 20s, maybe 30s as well. Very nice looking can, bright, colorful, all that fun stuff. But as you know, I'm not a big fan of Pilsners, but this is okay because I like to try things that even I don't like. IBUs on this, nothing on the website. On Untapped, no IBUs either, but it is a Pilsner, so I'm guessing anywhere from 10 to 15 at the most. And it's a macro beer, so probably on the 10er side. But yes, let's crack this short boy open, and let's see what we got. Pouring it again my nondescript glass because I still haven't gotten glassware. I'm sorry, but it will be bought when money comes in. Pouring it up. Glass looks hella dirty. It's just fingerprinting. That's all it really is. Boom. I'm going to pour the whole thing in there, get a nice bit of head though. Very clear, golden, pale gold color. A lot of carbonation, a big, white, frothy head on top. Looking quite nice. Looks like a solid macro beer. It is a Pilsner, by the way. As it kind of says in the name. I don't know why I'm saying by the way. Moving on. Yeah, it's very golden color, very, very clear. I can see right through the damn thing, which is kind of nice. Let's have a smell. Bready, corny, like sweet corn. Light caramel. Ooh, what is that? I don't know why my brain just went to egg. Definitely not egg. Or maybe like an egg bread or like that sweet bread. Yeah, a little bit of hoppy character per se. Very like light floral. Definitely more malt forward. But then again, it smells like a beer, like any regular macro beer. Nothing too crazy, just little bits and pieces here and there. Let's have a sip. A little bit of like lemon limey almost, but again, more big bready presence. A little bit of sweet corn, nothing too crazy though, but more bready forward. I'm not getting that typical Pilsner sort of sharp bite that I usually get more from the mid to the finish, like mid-finish area of the beer. That I usually get with Pilsners, and it's actually the flavor that I don't like in Pilsners if you've been watching for a while. This, I don't get it. Or at least it isn't as potent of a flavor quality. Let's put it like that. But it's clean, it's crisp. No offensive flavors, just solid, no bullshit. Here you go, here's a nice beer. With that said, guys, cheers everybody. Let's keep on drinking. Flavor is light. Mouthfeel is also light, very carbonated or effervescent as well. I'm trying to point something out that I want to point out, but I can't really do it because it just doesn't have it. It's not as flavorful compared to, say, Budweiser or Molson Canadian or anything, but it is more flavorful than Bud Light and, say, Coors Light. It's a sort of in the middle in between both of them, which I actually do prefer over the light beers like Bud Light and Coors Light, so I don't mind too much, actually. Like, if I'm looking for a beer that's just a beer as well, this is a great contender that just tastes like your dad's beer. This is a solid contender if you're not a fan of Budweiser or Molson Canadian or Coors Banquet or what have you. Definitely a solid contender in your macro beer lineup, because we all love craft beer here, or I would assume that. But sometimes you just want to go back to your basics. You want to have something that's, not as refined, not as crazy kind of thing. You just want something light, simple, gets the job done, kick back, relax, enjoy a solid fucking beer. And this falls into that category of a solid fucking no bullshit beer. So definitely a great option if you're looking for something on the macro side. It's clean, it's crisp, it's just, there you go, I'm having a great time drinking this Old Style Pilsner. Moving over to the can, Old Style Pilsner beer. 5% ABV, unknown IBUs, like I said, probably around that 10 to 15 range. Total satisfaction guaranteed, 1-800-MOLSON-1, I guess you can call that number and leave comments, questions, concerns. So that's kind of cool. Any other information? Just a bunch of technical stuff, something here in white. Blah, 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 blah. Brewing Canada's best, John Molson. And that's it, barcode. On the bottom, F219. That seems to be a date code. What's that? F is 5th, April 2nd, 2019. I can roll with that. I think it's the date code. I'm not too sure. There's some other numbers under it. But that's what I'm going to make it to be. If it isn't that, somebody lets me know. But as far as I know, and I've been reading date codes for a little while now, I think that might be one. So that's really nice to have on the otherwise non-informational can. So that kind of wraps it up. Very nice color though, very nice presentation. Definitely sticks out. If you see it in the beer section, either your LCBO or beer store, wherever you are, you're gonna know what it is, because nothing looks like it that I've ever seen before. Moving over to the website now, I really gotta fix the setup because this just isn't fun for the camera. MolsonCoors.com. You go to their brand section actually, and you gotta scroll down a lot because there's a lot of brands that Molson Coors owns. And finally, when you get down to the O section, you find Old Style Pilsner. And here, there is a description, and it reads: Old Style Pilsner is a medium body lager that is true to its Western Canadian roots. It has not changed since our beer first brewed in 1926. Why? It's right there on the bottle. Old Style. Those are more than just words on a beloved label. Being true to who we are has kept our drinkers loyal and kept our Pilsner from being a fad. Very nice little blurb there, a little bit of a history lesson, just very touchy, or just very light touch on the first time it was brewed. Very nice. Doesn't really tell you too much about the beer, but hey, it's something. It's a macro. It's a big beer company. Sometimes you're lucky even if you get like a 2-liner of the beer. So that's very much appreciated by myself. If you want to pick up Old Style Pilsner, it comes in 6 packs of the 355 ml can, but if you just want a single 473 ml can, you can pick it up for $2.30 at your local LCBO. Beer store prices may be different. I'll leave a link to that down in the description box as well. I just don't have it up here. I usually do it for the single cans, because usually if you want to try something, you're not going to get a 6-pack or a 12-pack. You're going to get a single can. So, tall boy can, $2.30. Can't go wrong. Finally, moving over to Untapped. Old Style Pilsner has been given a 2.88 bottle caps out of 5, and that's just over 12,300 ratings. So a ton of people have enjoyed this beer. I mean, it is from 1926, so I'm guessing a fuck ton of people, a fuck thousand of people have enjoyed this beer. Maybe not fully enjoyed, but some, you know what I'm saying. Moving on. Not a bad rating, just under the 3.0 mark, which I personally that's one of the higher ones I've seen for a macro beer rating, so that's kind of nice to see. Overall, it's a solid beer. There's really not much to talk about with some of these macro beers. It's a beer. You get some breadiness, maybe a little bit of sweetness, caramel, cream corn, what have you. They're all generally kind of the same, but they do have their little nuances that make them, different. This is a solid beer. If you're looking for just a damn straight up beer, you're not going wrong with this. So cheers guys on the final sip. Let's get ready to rate and let's wrap this thing up. There it is, nice bit of sweetness, breadiness, sweet bread, a little bit of lemon and lime, citrusy note in there as well, just a little touch, nothing crazy at all. Overall, as far as Pilsners go, I think this may be one of my more favorite macro Pilsners. I think it's, between this and Miller Lite. Those two are big contenders, but hey, this is 1% more alcohol, so definitely the winner in my book. There's really not much else to say about the beer. It tastes like a beer, smells like a beer, it is a beer, so you can't really go wrong with it if you just enjoy beer in general. So with that said, Old Style Pilsner gets a solid, 6 out of 10. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked at that number, and I think you might be too, but it's just straight up good fun times. As for presentation, the just uniqueness of the can. I know all cans are unique, but some, kind of look similar at a glance. You're not too sure, is it this company or is it that company? Is it this beer? Is it that beer? But you see this can, and you know exactly what beer it is. You see it once, you're going to remember that shit because it is just so unique. So, that's a big bonus. As for just, information typey stuff, and there's not much here, but you do get a brewed on date, or what I think is a brewed on date on the bottom, which is clearly labeled as well. So that's a added bonus, especially for a macro brew. As for the website, it is big beer. They're going to spend money on the website. It looks gorgeous. The nice little tidbit of information for the beer is a nice touch. But it doesn't really list much. It doesn't list the ABVs, obviously not the IBUs or anything like that. But for a nice, what's that, a 4 3/4 line sort of description of the beer, I can get behind that on the macro side of things. So overall, presentation gets a solid 6 out of 10 as well. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Maple Roast, it would be greatly appreciated as well. Again, don't forget to check out my Instagram account, where I post every Friday the past week's videos, so anybody who's missed one can go check that out, see what there is, and then move over to YouTube. That's very, very easy. Other than that, I post pictures of just beer or stuff I'm doing in my program, or just whatever beer related. That's just kind of what I do on the Maple Rooski Instagram page. One question I want to give to you guys though is that, like I said in previous videos, I'm wanting to do different style of videos, maybe like one, off beer related video kind of thing. So if you have any ideas or something you'd like to see me do, or like to see me try, or just whatever kind of content, let me know down in the comment box below. Sorry. We'll get some ideas floating around, and maybe we'll have some fun with it. But yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. So with all that said, guys, that's gonna do it for me, Maple Roast. Like I always say, crack it and enjoy. Cheers. Pouring up the last bit of beer, 'cause it's a short can. And that's pretty much it. Cheers.